That's kind of annoying. But yeah, man, I'm excited, like I said, for these new partners. Just to get the ball rolling with Kai, get him on something that is still kibble based, but much more in line with what I think he really should have been started with. Um, all of my dogs run well. They do really, really well in the field. I like their gait and stride. With Kai, I would like to see a little bit more power in the back end from him. Um, and I think some of that is just maturity too with him. Now, I will say he was a much more slower maturing dog um, than my other pointers. Which no big deal. He was always but maturing in terms of like uh, body, how his body filled out, maturing in terms of not acting like a baby. Some you can tell when dogs do that. Um, and just really getting out there and getting at him. Uh, he was just that dog that was just a half a step slower, which I'm all right with that. About like a setter, honestly. American pointers tend to pretty much out the gate be balls, bullet and balls to the wall. Um, Kai is also built more houndy. Like he I don't know. There's something about him that's much more. It goes back to their roots, the hound roots of English pointers. And so I like that, man. I'm really excited about that. And I think though, when we talk about like curating your sporting life or your outdoor life, like it's just as important to me like to have a dog that works and that is a good hunter, but also at the same time it's just important to me to be able to really have a story, to tell a story about it, right? Like when we were up in Minnesota, Matt's Griffon, he had a story behind that dog, and it was really cool. And I really thought that was the cool part about getting in the woods with him, just as much as as seeing his dog was knowing the story behind his dog and being able to talk about where his dog is from and like the origins, and like that's part of the artistic process when it comes to being outdoors, man. Like to be able to tell the story about my dogs and where they come from and being able to get them out of Ecuador and this and that, like that's really cool. And it just, to me, it creates a different type of like access to the outdoors too. Like it connects me with a different type of global mindset when it comes to the world. Thank y'all for everybody that's joined. But yeah, like, so having that like traditional part of an English pointer, come on. But at the same time, him not necessarily coming out of England, but coming from, South America, Ecuador, like that's just a really dope part of the experience. And one more part that I, even having this, the videos of him like running up volcanic rock and stuff like that out there. I don't know, man. Like all of that stuff is just really cool. I've always been one that wants to travel, and the outdoors has allowed me to do that, but it's also allowed me to connect, in different ways to travel. So yeah, man, that's been a fun part of it. Field and stream, dog food, like that. That's gonna be a great. Come on. That's gonna be a really awesome connection. We've got some content stuff that I'm looking forward to putting together for them, show you guys. like I said, on on my podcast, the Sporting Life Notebook podcast, we'll get into like the science and all kinds of stuff like that. So, it's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to this season. Everything is locked in for California. I'm going to California to hunt like 2 times this season. I will have been in California 3 overall, but I'm going to guide a hunt for backcountry hunters and anglers out at my buddy's ranch, out in Southern California, desert quail and so on and so forth. And then and I'll make artwork about that too. And then I go back for Rumap's Black Heritage hunt. So what am I hunting? Out in Southern California, valley quail mostly. Probably try to chase some chuckers, doves, potentially mountain, any type of mountain quail that's out there. But from what I understand, it's mostly valley quail from what we were seeing. And there might be some huns out there maybe, but mostly quail. The occasional pig if we see any. And come on. And so, hey, thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you, brother. It's gonna be a good time. It'll be me leading the hunt. That hunt went for $6,500, bro. We raised $6,500 for backcountry hunters and anglers to auction. That meant a lot to me. Like, to be able to do that, and people value your time, your energy, your skill and expertise. That was pretty dope. So of course I'll be making videos and stuff like that about the experience. What do I usually hunt with? In terms of what, dogs or firearms? What are you talking about? With dogs, I've got 2 English setters. English setters and this English pointer here. English Ecuador pointer, Kai. If you're asking me what gun I normally hunt with, okay, cool, both. So if you look at some of my other videos, you'll see my other setters. Big Joker is a black and white setter from Alder Fork English Setters up in Wisconsin, and from my good buddy Paul Cook. Fantastic dog. As I said, that's my lead dog. Then my second setter, her name is Spade. She comes down here from Thomasville, Georgia, down here out of Mays Pond Plantation Line. And then this guy, come here, Kai. He's from Ecuador, from my buddy Omar. Classic traditional straight back tail English pointer. Thank you, Paul, for subbing. Thank y'all. And I've got a podcast, the Sporting Life Notebook podcast too, if you want to check it out. And so my guns, sponsored by Beretta. I shoot a Beretta EELL Diamond Pigeon in 410 gauge, and I shoot a Beretta 486 Parallelo in 28 gauge. So those are my my go-tos, man. That's what I got. Tell me what you shoot, dude. What you got? Dogs, gun, tell me what y'all got, man. And again, thank you for subbing, man. Even with, my guns, my dogs, all of that stuff. I don't know. I really am into the all things creative about this experience, right? So like the engraving on the gun. Like I want to tell the OGs, not an 8 gauge, a 28 gauge, not an 8 gauge. No, God, no, I'd be shooting cannonballs, man. No, a 28 gauge. So I shoot a 28 gauge. Sorry, it's probably just traffic. I shoot a 28 gauge and a 410. My Diamond Pigeon is in 410 and my Parallelo is in 28. Yeah, so that's my thing. I'm all about making the hunt as hard as possible. So I shoot sub gauges only, and I only shoot over unders and side by sides. My Parallelos are side by side, and my Diamond Pigeon is over under. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just all about how creative can the experience look and feel? So, but also, can it still be me when you go out with me, right? So, like, you know, what about my, personal narrative, background story, and stuff like that makes my hunt unique when I'm out here going with other people, right? And being just as curious about other folks' stories about, how they got into it and what really does it for me. Says I got a Rossi 410 brake, an H&R partner 12 gauge for game control. I haven't hunted in years. Well, dude, those are fantastic pieces, man. And you need to get out there and hunt. You got to get back out there, man. I'll take you, hell. I'm a guide, like. But yeah, man, you give me a holler, man. You book a hunt with me. We'll get out there with you. But yeah, like I'm very interested in the entire narrative, right? And like to be able to, and I'm at the point now I've hunted. You're in North Carolina. All right, bet. We can set it up, man. I hunt all over the place. I get contracted to hunt all over the place, my friend. From here to Oregon. So North Carolina right around the corner. And in North Carolina, we'd be hunting grouse, up in the grouse woods. So, yeah, man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like I just really want, like I'm at the point now where I've got two really, really awesome setters that I really like, and one really awesome pointer that I really like. Very easy to deal with and walk and manage and stuff like that. Just real cool. Just a very good dog all around. And I think it's important to like recognize when you're at that point where like all things are kind of flowing and in sync and all you're doing is just really improving. Hey, yeah, man, keep me at the top of your feet, brother. I appreciate it. Let me know. Yeah, I think it's really interesting to know, like, all right, I've gotten everything that I want as far as like where I'm at. And I can even say this musically too, like with my guitars. Like I've got the guitars and stuff that I want now. How do I just improve on those things? And how do I just make it better to make the overall experience better? How do I improve on the physical things, with bird dogs and stuff like that, man? Like for me, it's work every day, every day in some, very minor fashion. Especially down here in Georgia, they burn up a lot of calories and stuff because of heat. They just do a lot of different things. And so you're constantly managing that, so yeah, it's always something to work on, man. And that's the beauty of what we do. So yeah, but that's all, man. I'm almost back to the house now and my phone is actually running real low. Paul, I appreciate you tuning in, my brother. Let me know how much you like, if you like any of my other stuff, you check it out, give me a holler. And for everybody listening after the fact, you've heard great about them pointers. Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. I love my pointers now. They just a lot to manage. But yeah, thank all for tuning in. Everybody, if you're watching this now or later, we've got coffee on americansoul.com. Please go check that out and buy it. It is our artwork. You said, I'll check you out, send more of me. All right. Thank you so much, Paul. Hey, look, Paul, you and everybody, man, we got coffee at American Soul coming out of the South, Thomasville, Georgia. My artwork, limited edition stuff. And then we've got more products and stuff coming from Beretta too that I'm doing some design from and stuff like that. That's also listed on the website. You can get an hour, you can get it later when it comes through them. But either way, We got a newsletter. We got all those things coming, man. Thank y'all. And look for more content coming up soon. I got some stuff I need to produce and edit and go ahead and publish. All right, stay tuned, folks.